It starts becoming cooperative. Instead of hyperactive, it goes hypoactive. And all of a sudden, you just get lethargic and faint and sleepy and that type of thing. And that, did you know, happens with every single body system. Every one of them do the same thing. Let's take, for example, you hear that there's an epidemic today of children that cannot be controlled in school. Little children. What do you think is happening to them? They're hyperactive. They're doing without something. Think about little children who are waking up in the morning and having Cheerios and cornflakes and sugar pops and all these cereals that are refined foods. There's nothing in them, very much. A few enriched vitamins, which is not considered all that healthy, okay? And they're having homogenized milk before they go to school. You know, just blank food. Enriched just to make us feel good, all right? White bread with jelly on it, okay? Do you realize what happens to people when they eat like that for 3 or 4 or 5 years? And then they're having the great balanced school lunch. Hot dogs, okay? Pork snouts and chicken rinds and that kind of stuff, you know? Chicken beaks, we call them. But anyway, you know, the things that they're eating all day aren't that healthy for them. And then we get home at night and we have green beans. Mom thinks we're doing a great job to pull out the frozen green beans, instant potatoes, you know, the quick instant gravies, make up a good dinner. And we find that those foods are devoid of enzymes. They're devoid of minerals. They've been blanched and all the enzymes are gone. So we've talked about some of those things in our previous classes, and we realized that they just don't have any nutrition. So what's going to be the first response of a child without B complex? Is it going to be hyper or hypo? Hyper. So we have all these little children that are getting hyperactive, can't sit still, can't focus, and we find that they're really just deficient in nutrition. Okay? I've done many, many studies with kids and found out when they come in and their parents tell me that, I put them on a good strong vitamin, a good B vitamin, and I put them on a couple calming herbs like feverfew, chamomile. German chamomile flowers are fabulous for calming the nervous system down. And when you calm the body down, you're basically conserving energy. You know, the body's always energetic and trying to be energetic. And what you're doing when you calm it is you're just stalling out and conserving some energy. And so consequently, the child starts feeling better. And it's just really amazing to me. Then we start getting them on some calcium and some magnesium, and things happen to help them balance out. What happens long enough or over a long period of time if the person stays in a hyperactive state, let's say from age 5 to 6 or 7, and they keep the same diet and nothing changes, and in fact stress gets harder, school gets harder, kids at school are a little rougher, you know, now I got a bike, now my 2 brothers are chasing me all the time and doing things to me, other kids in there, I mean, life just gets tougher and tougher, and this same diet's going on. So at what, do you think we're going to get more hyper or at some point go hypoactive? Well, I think it's really interesting that we continue to see that many, many young people are experiencing depression at a very early age, 11, 12, 13. Look at this country's problem with 14-year-olds. It's a major problem, okay? And depression sets in. And again, when you see people going in a chronic condition into to low depression, one of the quickest ways to pull them out is to give them ample nutrition. And you'll see them go from hypoactive back to hyperactive, eventually to normal if they stay on a good diet. So what's really amazing about the nervous system is the nervous system collects information very quickly. It sends it to the brain. It's using things like your sight and sound and touch and smell. All these senses are sending information to the brain constantly, processing that information and helping you to come up with signals. As you know, we have a central nervous system and we also have an an autonomic nervous system. Nobody has to tell you, for example, for your heart to beat. Yet if you want to get up and leave, and none of you hope do, then your brain has to say stand up, and those kind of instructions. So you've got two nervous systems happening here. One's automatically, eyes blinking, heart beating, involuntary responses from your nerves, and then you also have a system that you have to command with signals in order to do things. Touch travels at about 400 feet per second. 400 feet per second. Now that's not fast compared to light, but it's pretty fast. And it's not fast compared to sound, but it's pretty fast. 400 feet per second. When you have a signal traveling through your body that quickly, that's still pretty quick. And we're only 5 or 6 feet tall, all right? That type of thing. So what's funny on that one? Okay. The nucleus of this little cell is the one that's going to process all of this. It's the capital, if you would, of the cell. It has nerves that send information and nerves that receive information. And so that's one of the nice things. Now, what would happen if you had a cell which could send but could not receive? Have any of you ever been asleep at night and experienced a good cramp on a leg? Do you know what's happening in that case? The nerve is sending a signal to tighten up the muscle. And another signal is supposed to come, supposed to resupply the muscle with oxygen, and it's not coming. All right? And so consequently, you have this muscle all cramped up and tightened up, and it's sending all of the pain, all of the signals that are saying danger, emergency, all of those signals are running to the brain, and you can't seem to get this cramp to let go because the other ones coming from the other direction aren't working. And so sometimes, again, nutritional deficiencies. Magnesium, for example, all of these nerves are, I wish you could see the electrical system of a home when the electricians have brought all those cords to the power box. I've gone in some home and there's 2 feet of line just hanging out from all over the place. Go into a commercial building when they're building it, and it's just amazing that all these lines are just hanging out, and that some skilled electrician is going to hook them up to the right fuse somewhere. Well, our bodies are the same way. We have a very complex nervous system running up through this spinal cord, and all of these lines are connected in one place or another and have an impulse in our brain. So if they're not receiving, we're going to have some problems. Now, years ago, they believed that if you severed a nerve, it would never repair itself. Do you all see that that's false today? Look at Christopher Reeves. Isn't he a prime example? He's paralyzed. He's had the worst injuries that you could have, and now we're seeing him on a comeback. He's now moving parts of his body. He was going to be permanently paralyzed. But through modern technology, through today's advances in medical devices and cameras and very precise, they can actually repair nerves today and put them back together just with miraculous equipment. So the nervous system can be repaired. And we're also finding out, for example, this product here called NutriCalm is a B-complex vitamin with a whole bunch of herbs and whole foods, bioflavonoids, citrus bioflavonoids, different herbs, along with folic acid, niacin, all the B vitamins and C vitamins. Its main purpose was to repair the myelin sheath, the actual, coating of nerves, to keep the nerves healthy, the actual health of the nerve itself. And so if you have people that they blink too fast, or they have twitching, or they're irritable, sometimes it's because the myelin sheaths in their nerves are just too thin, and they need to be strengthened. They need to be coated. So these impulses, I don't know if you've ever seen people that twitch and do a lot of nervous reactions, and I find that a nutrient like this called NutriCalm can be very, very beneficial to their lifestyles if you'll just help them and understand what's happening to them. keeping the wiring firing is really important. We want to keep impulses working in the system so that they are strong impulses, not subtle impulses, but good, strong impulses. And there's today lots of nutrients that can help with that. There are nutrients today, like, for example, there's this one called 5-HTP.